to CW just to pump out all the damage because of the fact that you have a Ling and a Farsa already that covers so much damage potential from start to mid game. And that's what we saw here as we take a look at the highlights, right? Albert came out swinging is an understatement. The guy was just everywhere that he needed to be. He ends up eventually just snowballing out of control on this Ling. So for all you Albert fans that wanted to see him play this Ling, now you get to see it on stream, and man, was it a dominating game. And also that was just in part to the amazing setup potential from Loopy and Keyboy as usual. These guys got all the sets, as you see from the wild charge, that they needed. Really good use of just even the Guardian's barrier a lot of times to make it even more difficult like that to get out of, you know, any of these aggressive plays from Indonesia early on. Again, this is only 3 minutes to the 5-minute mark, and you know the setups that Keyboy and Loopy were doing, like look at Loopy, he's going 1v3 for the most part, takes out a kill and stays alive. That's why Terizla right now I feel like is probably going to be maybe the #1 pick for the XP lane, if not the second pick, because he's just massive right now. And I don't know if it's just, you know, some of the changes with the items, but just Terizla was great before and now he's even better. And so teams are definitely gonna have to look out for that. With this, again, like I said, it just took too long for Vietnam's lineup to really like pull together in a game that is against its time that they're both after, but with different timings and power spikes. Indonesia just knew theirs, which was really in the early game. Even this fight, man, they just get smashed here, and great plays time and time again from Sans with the feathered airstrike, able to find the right targets, even on the BMI. Really, really well placed on finding that. And you know, at this point, like I said, it's in full snowball territory. He really just trying to run away. But he gets taken out here, and there wasn't much he could do on the glue. I didn't feel the impact of the glue at all in this game, just because of the fact that it got way too out of control, where you're the tanky guy. You know, you and Fredrin are the ones that are supposed to go and start some of these fights or get to the back line, but how can you when you're getting blown up like this? And we're talking about Sky Piercer as well. It wasn't, Sky Piercer was a first item for CW, but that was pretty much it. You know, it took, Albert picked it up, I think, second or third item, and then Sans gets it later on. So for the most part, these tanky heroes couldn't really use them the way they needed to be in comparison to Loopy and Keyboy. You know, they had way more value out of the tanks they had because they just scaled up better too and quicker with the snowball that they had. So for Vietnam, with a lineup like this, they definitely need to cover more grounds in terms of early game. There was a lot here for them for that game. And we see this one. This was interesting because they forced this fight, and a good response from Keyboy to go ahead and collapse down and start this all up. But, you know, in the mid lane, this is, where they diversion out of here? No, that was earlier. So, you know, again, team fight after team fight, you can already see massive leads for Indonesia, and for Vietnam, not able to withstand that pressure, that momentum that was built up here. You still got to go, you know, you got to see all the team fights that unfolded between them, but MVP is probably going to be Albert, you know, on this Ling. I don't